So I just saw myself go through this portal, bitch, and I saw like I was in a cave and I didn't know where, right? But then I saw this bracelet that was made of gold with some stones on it, like around it. And it was attached to a hand, like a skeleton hand. Okay, but I was inside of a cave. Then I saw, you know how there was this thing I had watched a while back where the, what are they called? Those priestesses, like the main priest, let's say, that used to make a whole bunch of sacrifices for like Guatemala, right? At the time, I saw that they were sacrificing, or I didn't see them sacrifice. I just saw them like he would do that, right? I saw him holding something up like that. Um, but that man, the main person, escaped when the conquistadors had came to invade. Okay, they came to invade, and then they ran, right? And some of them obviously got killed, some of them were taken, and some of them were hidden, right? Because they ran. They found him though. They made a negotiation, supposedly, like, hey, if you give me all of your gold, we'll let you go. And they did the deal, but then they ended up killing him anyways, right? So they took his gold, they killed him, and then they took a whole bunch of people with them. The conquistadors did. So that's when it clicked. That's why there's, from different places, not just Guatemala, but I'm speaking for myself. I saw, or I realized that that's how bloodlines got mixed with that right there, because they took people from other places. And that makes me mad, because then you realize that this has been going on forever. You go to another country, you try to take what's theirs, and then you run off with it, and then you kill everything off. You don't know what to do with it, right? Because wherever they took it, they didn't live the same way as Guatemalan people did, right? They lived different, bitch. And then I realized that the people who got the information, were people like me. They weren't, you can say it was from the aliens, you could say whatever, bitch. I say it was from God, right? That's how people with gifts get their information, from God. And I feel like they were giving clues to look at that, do this, do that. Just like I am told to do something without knowing why. But then at the end, it makes sense, right? And that's how I realized that the main priest people, the people at the top, were the ones receiving the information of, when they made up that where they were predicting shit, right? And it was because of that. They were being shown what was going to happen. Just like I have been shown what happened in the past, what happens now, and what happens in the future. It's the same thing, bitch, that these people were getting these downloads. And then I also saw, mind you, I saw this in a show as well. One of those documentary things, where there's like, they're called cenotes, I guess. It's like holes that, when water was being, I don't want to say that God had punished them, but water was reduced. Okay, so the crops were dying, shit like that was happening. So they started doing more sacrifices, thinking that they can call the water back in. Okay, so in those places, down in the bottom of those cenotes, there's a whole bunch of like bodies, okay, like skeletons and shit like that. And there's documentation of that. So I asked, like, where is that cave at where that man is still there? Because he's still there. And apparently, I don't know if it was that king or that priest. But I mean, I'm thinking maybe it is, because I saw the bracelet that was gold with little red diamonds on it. Um, sapphires. I heard sapphires, but I don't know. Um, but yeah, so it's in there still somewhere in the jungle. It's still buried. There's a lot of pyramids still buried that people haven't, brought into life yet. Let's say it like that. But yeah, so then I realized that that's how people and their bloodlines got, you know, because they were doing this shit. They were bringing people to their country from other countries as slaves, as captives, as whatever. And then they were having children with them, right? And yeah, that's what I realized. But again, I realized a couple things. I realized that, and then I realized that they were getting information from God. You could say from, if I say this, people are going to be like, it's from the aliens. So you could say whatever the fuck you want, but it's from a higher power. Okay. And that's the thing, that you people try to manipulate that shit and you don't know what you're doing. You might be fucking things up because they know shit that you don't. You taking it from them and trying to pretend it's yours, you're not going to do anything with it. You can't. You don't know. Look at what happened. Look what they did. They took over their whole, everything that they had built and ran it to the ground. And then what? What happened after that? They disappeared because of these people that wanted to control everything, right? They wanted their gold. They wanted their silver. They wanted all of that just because of that. And you can read all up on that. This is not just in Guatemala. It happened in every fucking country, basically. You know, a lot of countries have different relics of other countries because they steal them. Why would you have it in another country if it doesn't belong to you, bitch? Why? That right there is basically you claiming history like, yeah, we took it from you. And now it's not yours because it's ours because we took it. No, bitch, it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the original place. Do you understand? So how I see this is kind of like things need to go shift back to its original state. Even if it's broken now, because obviously it's broken, it's been mixed and matched and stolen from, and it needs to go back to its original state in order for justice to happen up in the ethers, up down here as well. Because if you don't balance shit out, you're gonna fuck everything up, just like you did right in this situation right here. I'm explaining it. So going back to the people with gifts, you oppressing them and taking what's theirs in order for you to function, you're not going to get the same outcome as if you let that person thrive, bitch. You suppressing people is not going to let them thrive at all whatsoever. And you thinking you could do that just because you want some kind of status makes you pathetic. Makes you pathetic as fuck. And yes, it's probably you spoon feeding yourself about what I know and how you can go about it. I know that. I know that for a fact. But again, it works for me as well. Because then I just throw it out there. So the people who don't know, do your research. You might be from that kind of bloodline or now maybe mixed from another bloodline. And you might be a king in both ends, bitch. So you never know. These people that don't want you to know are the same fucking ancestors that they had, their ancestors that did this fuck shit. Like the ones who chased Jesus down and the ones who stole from your people from back in wherever the fuck you came from. So yeah, let me put it out there. Even though they're mad, because I said something about you ain't gonna be nothing or they're gonna take it away, and some little alarm came on here. You're pathetic. Pathetic. But like I said, because I know for a fact, Mr. Chris Brown is one of them. This motherfucker took my shit in other lifetimes and continued it. Moreno wanted to do it this lifetime and continue. Actually, I think he did it multiple lifetimes as well with this horse. But now it's a bitch. Whether you like that shit or not, whether you want to hear that shit or not, it is what it is. Your bloodline is cursed, bitch. Your bloodline are the ones, raiders, bitch. Raiders, what are those people with pirates? Shit like that. So at the end of the day, recognize your lineage, bitch. Fix it or go ahead and sync with them, bitch. Because they did a better job than you did, obviously, because look at you now. So fuck you. Go ahead, keep mocking me, bitch. There's the truth, though. You wanted to spoon feed it, right? There you go, bitch. You look stupid now.